and I can go and share that with people. And, I have a few non-believers that I minister to several times a week, and they're in my prayers. They will be saved. They will give their life to Christ. I know it.
Amen.
The Lord is working on them slowly but surely. He's showing them that, you know, that He's real. He's revealing Himself slowly. But sometimes I get up here and I get tongue-tied, and I don't have the words to say. I just rely on the Holy Spirit. But Paul says, Isaiah said, Moses said, pretty much all the guys that God used said, man, I don't have the tongue for this, Lord. The Lord said, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Just go with what I got for you. Just go with what I have. And then Paul goes on to say in verse 9 of chapter 2, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love Him. Man, my eye did not ever see me doing this. My ear never heard me. You know, and now I'm going to college to be a drug counselor and to be a youth counselor. And man, I never would have imagined that's what God had for me. You know, but when I gave my life to Christ, He started making ways for all of this. And what Paul was telling the church in Corinth is that God had something for them too. But we'll continue with that for a minute. In chapter 3, it goes on to say in verse 5, who then is Paul and who is Apollos but ministers, through whom you believed, as the Lord gave to each one. I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So then neither he who plants is anything, nor he who waters, because God gives the increase. That's why I said a minute ago, I love Pastor Lee, but Pastor Lee ain't nothing, I ain't nothing. We know someone is something, and that's Jesus Christ. We total focus on Him. My first service up here, it was funny. I printed it all out. And I was nervous that I could be that. I printed it all out by the letter, scripture, word for word, what it was going to be. I did. And I went by and I gave it to Pastor Lee to start with. And a couple times I'd mentioned Pastor Lee in it. And before I even got up here, he called me and he said, now Joe, don't get up there and brag on me. Don't get, because the focus isn't on me. But if you ever heard Pastor Lee preach, you would know that he always gives a fired up message. It is always on time. And I wanted to share that with the congregation that Wednesday evening. But even Pastor Lee called me and said, Joe, no, you just glorify Christ. When you get up there, you let everybody know your hope and glory is Jesus Christ. And so that's what we have to do. We have to take ourselves and make ourselves nothing. Later on, I believe it's chapter 5 we're going to get to, is that Paul says that, no, I lied to you, it's chapter 4. A lot of people think when they give their life over to Christ and they start serving in the church and they get in the church body that things are just going to be, you know, roses and daisies and everything's going to be all right. But it's when you really start seeking the Lord the most that the devil tries to get at you.